Hey guys, it's me, Christina, and I have a review on The Edge of Never. Now, I finished both the books, so I'm going to be doing this review and then the next. So this book is about a girl named Camryn, and she has been through a ton of problems. Her boyfriend Ian died in a car crash her senior year of high school. She's now 20 now, so she's my age. And then she got this other boyfriend who cheated on her. Her brother went to jail. Her father cheated on her mom, and they got divorced. This girl has been through so much. So her best friend Natalie and Natalie's boyfriend Damon, they all go out to this club, and this like underground club, and then Camryn meets this guy named Blake, and then they go upstairs and they hang out, and then Damon like comes in and he's like punching this guy, and then he says that, oh my, I've had feelings for you forever, and I was like, this is getting creepy. And then he like tries to force himself on her, and Camryn leaves, and then she tries to tell Natalie the truth, and she's like, she doesn't believe her, and so she just goes. She goes on a bus, and she just goes, and then she meets Andrew, who is like my favorite guy character of all time in new adult, because like I just love the way he just like makes her like do things, like he makes her live. So when they first meet, he's like the last one coming in the bus, and she just like puts her bag down, and then when you hear from his point of view, he's like he was like afraid she was like underage, so that's why he didn't say anything to her. But then when she was like asleep, she could hear his music, so she like taps him, and she's like, can you lower that? And he thought that was so funny, which I thought was funny, and it was just so good. I love this book so much. There were so many insightful quotes in this, and I just loved it. And when she's on this Greyhound bus, she's like talking to Andrew, and then when they get off the bus, like to like eat and stretch, and he's like noticing that there's this creepy guy staring at her, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like so freaked out for her, and she didn't even notice, like, and so they're with each other until like I think Wyoming, because she's like, oh, I'm going to Idaho for like, she lies to him, but she just wanted to get away, because after that time with Natalie and her like mostly calling her a liar after what happened with Damon, and it was just like crazy. So she just goes, and she's talking to Andrew, and Andrew is going to visit his dad who's dying, and she notices that he has like tattoos, and he has like a few, and one that she can't see is like this tattoo of like a Greek myth. And he says later on that if he ever gets married, he would hope that the girl would get the matching tattoo so it would line up. And I thought that was so cute. And like, I'm sorry I'm squealing, but this is like a really like, it's a really sad, cute, adorable, happy, like I laughed many times in this book too, mostly at Andrew, like, and he okay, so after he like goes, like we think he's gone, like I was pretty sure he wasn't gonna be, because like it's in dual perspective, and she wouldn't just leave it there. And so she goes to the bathroom, and she says, oh, I'm going to Texas now. So she buys a different ticket, And at first I think she's trying to like track down Andrew. But no, then she goes to the bathroom and this guy comes in. She has like a knife, and she has a knife to like, I don't know why she has a knife. They never really said anything about that. And like this guy comes in and he wants her to do something to him that I'm never going to say ever online. um, but if you read that, I would recommend this if you were like 17 and over. So yeah, because it's new adult. And it was just so creepy. And she's like, get away, get away. And I was so freaked out. I thought she was going to get raped. And then Andrew comes in. I'm like, where the hell did he come from? And apparently he saw this guy before he left. And he came back. He was like waiting in his car. And I thought that was like so sweet that he was trying to protect her. And like, and when he explains this to her, she's like, well, some people wouldn't even help. Like, that is like something. Yeah. And I just thought it was really, really good. So she tells Andrew the truth, and then not all of it at first, but then she's just like, they agreed to go on this road trip, and it was so cute. It was like, this is like a perfect summer book in my opinion. I mean, there are some sad parts, but I think this is like a really cool book to read during the summer. I'm probably gonna reread this during the summer, because this is like my all-time favorite book now. Like, it's amazing. Some people probably, I feel, wouldn't enjoy it as much, like, because I'm just like a cheesy romantic. Like, I love these kind of books. And so they're on this road trip, and like, Camryn is like always like planning things, and then Andrew's like, I'm gonna teach you how to live, like, and she didn't even know what he meant by that. So they go on this road trip, and they're going to all these different places, and yeah, so when they hit New Orleans, I just, that was a really special place for them. So they get these two hotel rooms, like, right next to each other, and it was just, like, so funny. Because she's like, why don't you want to sleep with me? And he's like, well, if I slept with you, you'd have to make me own you. Like, something like that. I don't really remember the exact line. I'm gonna see if I can try to find it. Yeah, well, I can't find it, but I'll put the quote in the description, if I can. And then he like kind of, okay, I'm not even gonna say it, but they're very open to talking about like sexual stuff, and like, as you can see, I'm not. And they like, and she's like, it's just very like, there's like this one thing that happens, and like, he's like, okay, so we'll do this, and then we'll never talk about it again. Like, it'll be like if it never happened. And so they go to this bar, and then Andrew plays, and then and it was good, and then they go play pool, and this guy almost like attacks Camryn, and then Andrew punches the guy, and then they leave, and then Camryn gets really drunk, and Andrew helps her. I thought that was sweet. And then we find out his dad died. Now, when they visited him, he's like, is she your Eurydice? And I thought that was so cute because we find out about the tattoo, and I thought that was just really, really sweet. And his dad isn't like really like that at all. Apparently, he was like really tough and like doesn't like when people cry or have emotions, like, which is very weird. And his mom is like the sweetest person alive. And like, I was like, when Camryn met her, I was like, how could she have been with that guy? Like, anyway, so after he dies, Andrew just leaves and doesn't like, he's like, I just need to get out for a while. And, he decides to like give Camryn tickets to go back home, and he writes her this letter, and then when he gets back, she's there waiting for him, and then, oh my god, it was just like so crazy. And then he's like, she's like, oh, you're just leaving me and pretending like this doesn't happen and like all this stuff. And he's like, well, you knew this road trip had to end soon, babe. And like, I was just like, Andrew, what the heck is wrong with you? And then she just like, fine, whatever. And then he barges in her room and like screams at her like, just tell me how you feel. And he's like, she's like, if you leave, I couldn't breathe. Like, I couldn't breathe without you today. Like, and then they get together and it was so sweet. And then they perform this song by the Civil Wars, Barton Hall, which is an amazing song. And it was just so cute. And they get back, they go to Galveston, and she's like so worried that their trip is going to be over and they're never going to see each other again. And then Andrew's like, I want to travel more with you. And he's like, I know I can't replace Ian. And she's like, well, I remember when they were like lying on the grass, and he's like, thank you. She's like, thank you for making me feel alive for the first time forever. And I thought that was so sweet. And then she's like, I choose you. And like, I thought it was so sweet. Like, this was like the cutest book. And then sadness comes down. So like next morning, after they visit the mom and everything was so cute, and we find that Andrew has a tumor, and I was like, this isn't going to be like The Fault in Our Stars. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Like, I feel I do not want this to end like The Fault in Our Stars. I will throw this book out the window. Like in that movie with Bradley Cooper, and he like throws the book out the window. And I can't think of the title. Anyway, so he has a tumor, and then the next morning he like sees it, so she calls 911 and she finds mail so they can find the place. And Asher at the hospital explains that he's a tumor, and then he goes into a coma, and then the mom gives Camryn this letter, and she has Natalie come, and because they're like talking again, and like everything I thought was gonna go bad, and then it goes after the letter to like, I think it was months later, and then they're at the grave, and I was so sure that was his, but no, it was the father's, and they're engaged, and it's so cute, and she's pregnant, and it was just the cutest book. I give this 5 out of 5 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye, guys.